Okay, so here we are with the loudspeaker kit from the loudspeakerkit.com company in Western Australia. They've supplied me with 2 drivers, 2 tweeters, a couple of ports, speaker terminals, wiring, crossover, screws and bits and pieces, some MDF boxes, all pre-cut, pre-routed, pre-drilled. There's the back of the boxes there, pre-routed. 4 tops, 4 sides, some wadding, the ever handy instructions of course, and basically all I need is some cellies, or PVA wood glue, and I've got a bunch of clamps. So what I did before I started is I just dry mounted everything just to make sure it all fitted. As you can see, it all clicks in very easily. Tried a few different combinations of putting side panels on other sides, top bottoms and whatnot to create the smallest gaps possible around all the edges. But now it is time to glue. Now what you need to glue is at least 2 damp Chux super wipes, because you get glue absolutely everywhere. I also cut out some bits of ice cream container to put in between the clamps and the box so I don't get dents in the box, because I am planning on painting these afterwards. And of course your glue. If you're doing more than one set of M4s, which is what these ones are here, you might need a larger glue, because I've used quite a bit for this box. So we'll just get some glue down these sides, and some glue down these edges. See what I mean? Alright, so we'll stick that side in there and out she uses. Stick this side in here and out she uses. You can see. We'll do the bottom sides and tops first. Nice even glue. The more glue the merrier. It's easy to wipe off with your rags, and it creates a nice seal, I imagine. And these go on top, and then get your one of your tops ready. This is actually the back panel with the speaker wire port just here, 4 holes pre-drilled. Trying to be careful here not to get too much everywhere. I gave this a bit of a spread with the old index. So I'm going to put the speaker port hole towards me, and that pops in nicely there, and we get some good oozing. I might give it a little wipe at this point, just there again. Now I've used pretty much 2/3 of a tube of this glue, which is probably severe overkill, but I figure better to have too much than not enough. There we go. Spread. Top on. Now what I actually need to do is make sure that I've got the larger hole facing up with the smaller speaker port hole in the back, so that the woofer's at the bottom and the speaker ports are on the bottom. Give that a push in, and now we have to clean up a little bit before we move on. Here we go. Alright, so I've got my 2 things. I've got 2 clamps per speaker. In hindsight, it would have been good to have 3 or even maybe 4 to put 2 on the sides and 2 on the tops, but I only had access to 2, so I'm going to go top and bottom with the clamps, and then front to back with some phone books and just some heavy stuff on top of the speaker, on top of a plastic bag on the top of the tiles, which should be sufficient. Too much. Where you can, just give the glue a bit of a. There you go. Alright, so for me now, couple of phone books. Box of records should do the trick. So I've got to leave these to dry overnight, unfortunately, because I really want to hook them up and listen to them, but I'll leave it here for now, and we'll pick it up tomorrow night where I'll screw the puppies in and see how they go. Alright, so welcome back. It's evening number 2 for loudspeakerkit.com construction. As you can see, the box is all together and solid as a rock. In terms of gaps, there's a few minor gaps. If I was painting, I'd have a little bit of extra work to do, sanding and filling and that sort of stuff, but I'm going to do iron-on veneer around the outside, as I mentioned before, and I'm only painting the front. So just a little bit of sanding just to even up some of the edges, and I'll be done. Should be no more than 10 or 15 minutes prep work for that. But what we have to do now is put these components in. So we've got the driver, the tweeter, the speaker cable ports, we've got the crossover, which is all pre-assembled, and 11 screws and some wadding. I've already done one off camera, so I could work out how to do it, and it's really very easy. So we'll just get this crossover unit. You've got 2 large plugs and 2 small plugs. The small plugs are for the tweeter, and the large plugs, as I understand, one is for the speaker cable connector and one is for the driver, and it's up to you which ones you pick. So what I did to start with is I just put everything in and fed everything out the holes that it needs to be. Connect the tweeter up. Just have to split the wires apart a little bit as well. I'll sit that up there for now. Making sure you get your positives on your positives and your negatives on your negatives, and everything goes in the right way around and not upside down. You may want to crimp these connections with a pair of pliers or something like that, because I'm going to be pulling it apart again later on. I'm not going to worry too much about that. These little plugs here protect the speaker, so they're kind of handy to leave on right until the very last minute. One more component that I failed to mention. Here's the port. Port sits in here and you hammer it in, but because I'm going to paint them, I don't want to hammer it in just yet, because I don't know how difficult it'll be to get out once it's in. So I'll just sort of leave it hanging there for the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and basically screw everything but the woofer in with the screws provided. You probably don't need to see that, so I'll leave it there and pick it up in a moment. Alright, so here we are again. Tweeter's in. Speaker cable wire port things are in at the back. I've now got to install the woofer, but before I install the woofer, I've got to stuff it with this wadding into the back. And then just slip the woofer in. And she goes. Now I'll screw that up. And alright, so now the test. Well, the purpose of me buying and building these speakers was I wanted some replacements for my Kenwood surround sound speakers, which are pretty light on. They're pretty tinny. The bass is questionable as well, but I wanted a bit of an upgrade, so I bought these. So I've got these hooked up, playing some music now, so we can see the difference. Alright, so now we'll change them over. Here we go again. Well, I don't know if the microphone on the video camera does it justice, but these kick ass over these 2 pieces of junk, which are now going to go on eBay. So if you're interested in some speakers, all in all, very impressed, very easy to put together. Great job from the guys at loudspeakerkit.com. Highly recommended. So now I just need to get myself a centre and some large bookshelves for the front, and my 5-speaker surround sound will be complete, and I might do a sub later on down the track. But that's it for now. I'll might add a little bit onto the video to show you what they look like all painted up and everything, but that's it for now. Thank you.